We got another viewer story tonight, and this one is a classic textbook haunting, y'all. And this one also comes from Sally. In case you don't remember who that is the one who gave us the story of the ghost that comes at 4 o'clock. And this is kind of a sequel to that story. This one also takes place in North Carolina, and it's the house that her grandparents moved to after the Ghost at 4 o'clock house. Like I said, it's also in North Carolina, but this is a big 2-story house. The grandparents lived on the bottom floor, and her aunt and uncle lived up on the top floor. There were 2 bedrooms up there, and her aunt stayed in the bedroom on the right, and her uncle stayed in the bedroom on the left. And also, when they were checking this house out, to see if they were going to rent it or not, the landlord told them that some people had passed away in the house previously, and that there had been strange things known to happen in the house. So they knew that from the outset. Well, everything was fine though for the first little bit, and Sally. She was about 12, 13 years old at the time, and she was close in age to her aunt and uncle. So she liked to come hang out with them on the weekends. And that's exactly what she did. She would come and stay all weekend with her aunt. And one particular weekend, it started by when Sally and her aunt were laying in bed trying to go to sleep. They heard the distinct sound of footsteps coming up the stairway. And they didn't think anything of it, really. They thought it was the uncle coming up to go to his room, but when they opened the door, y'all, there was nobody there. And, of course, they would have heard someone going back down the stairs anyway, and nobody had time to do that. So they were just kind of flabbergasted initially, but then, they dismissed it and thought maybe they just heard wrong. So they get settled back into bed, and trying to go to sleep. And sure enough, here come footsteps coming up that stairway again. And this time, the footsteps stopped right in front of their bedroom door. And so she said that it took some courage, because the footsteps, they didn't leave. They stopped abruptly in front of the bedroom door and just stayed there. So when they finally worked up the nerve to open up the door, nobody was there again. Now that's how things started, all right? But she said this went on to become a nightly occurrence. Like that phenomenon would happen every night. Someone walking up the stairs only to discover no one there. Well, the next incident was there was a closet off to the right of Sally's aunt's bedroom. And nobody had even thought to open this closet when they were inspecting the house, when they were checking it out and deciding if they were going to rent it. No one had even opened this closet before. But as Sally and her aunt made it to the top of the stairs one night, there was knocking coming from inside this closet door. And, of course, them being 12, 13 years old, they ran down the stairs screaming and got Grandpa to come see what was knocking on the closet door. So he comes up there with them, and he opens this door, and it's the weirdest closet they've ever seen. Like Sally said, you may be able to fit 2 boxes in there. It didn't branch off to the left or right or anything. Basically, it was just enough space for like a grown man to stand in, but he would be hard-pressed to turn around in there, is the way she described it. Just real weird. A spot you might be able to fit 2 boxes in, but nothing was in there when he opened the door. So he shuts the door, and while everyone's still standing there, while they all witness this, something starts scratching from inside that closet. So, Grandpa builds up the courage. He opens up the door again, and only to find nothing. But only this time there is a putrid, rotten stench coming out of it that hits him in the face. So their workaround to this is they just put a bunch of heavy stuff in front of that door and decided that they weren't going to use that closet for anything. Well, of course, this leads Grandpa to question the landlord again, to press him a little bit, and the guy said that every tenant that he's had has reported noises coming out of that little closet, and also just a rotten stench coming out of there at times. It was unexplainable, no reason that was visible to the eye anyway. That every tenant that he'd had before had reported the exact same phenomena. But then he went on to ask the Grandpa, have you seen a man and woman sitting on the stairs? And Grandpa said, no, he hasn't seen anyone. Well, wouldn't you know, that very night, as Grandpa is downstairs in the living room watching TV, he just happens to look up, and on the sofa, he sees a lady, like the spectral image of a lady sitting on the sofa, and a man walks through the front door. And then they disappear in front of his very eyes. Like, they manifest and then just disappear in front of his very eyes. And there was one more incident, is that Grandma was in the kitchen by herself one morning, and she just heard this lady's laughter, clear as day. Lady started laughing in the kitchen with Grandma down there alone. Well, they said that Grandpa put a lock on that door upstairs after that night, and fortunately, they didn't have any more incidents after that. Now, that has been Jay's Haunted Appalachia for tonight. I want to thank you, Sally, for not only for your stories. Thank you very much. They've both been excellent. Actually, all three of them, if we go back to the one about the dog. Anyway, thank you, Sally, and thank you, Beth. You guys have been great. You've been with me since the beginning. You're always kind in the comments, so that's what keeps me going, y'all. I love to know that people enjoy these stories as much as I do. And if you have your own paranormal story from Appalachia, I would love to hear it. My email is visible in my bio here. You can remain anonymous if you'd like, or you can, keep full bragging rights. But also, you guys, if you would, please share me out. Share this page to all your friends. Follow all that. I'm really trying to grow the channel, and if you guys could help me do that, that would be awesome. And again, that's been Jay's Haunted Appalachia for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the story as much as I did. It's a great story, Sally. Thank you again, and keep Appalachia haunted, y'all.